Good afternoon, fire signs, and welcome back to Will's Cartomancy Tarot. What I like to do is to go on and get you started with your September's reading here, and I've decided to go on and just do something a little differently for you guys. Okay, I've decided to use my ruin, um, the ruins here, as well as a few other additional oracle cards to give you added advice into your situation. Okay, and this reading will base solely on your romantic situation. I first like to start off and welcome any new viewers to my channel. I certainly do appreciate your subscription. And ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind this reading is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate for all fire signs, okay? So let's go on and get started. And ladies and gentlemen, if this reading resonates with you guys, be sure to give it a nice thumb up and like and share it with others, okay? So you might ask, what in fact are runes? Okay? Runes are glyphs or they are letters that were introduced to the European Germanic tribes over approximately, ladies and gentlemen, about roughly 2,000 years ago. And these little letters here are hidden secrets, okay? And actually, with using the runes, ladies and gentlemen, you can use them just as if you were to use the tarot. You could have spreads laid out and everything. Okay? So, since most romantic situations are riddled with challenges and opportunities for growth, this reading will certainly assist you, ladies and gentlemen, along your path here. So, again, we're going to focus on your relationship by starting off, looking at an overview or just, taking an overview of your situation, okay? And then we'll move on to look at potential challenges that may crop up, with your situation. And next, we'll move on to seeing what type of actions your situations call for. And then we'll summarize the essence of all of these ruins here. Okay? So let's start off with the first ruin here. We have the overview here, and that ruin here is all about mutual trust. Okay? And this is associated with alges. Okay? So your situation seems to be all about setting appropriate boundaries and really establishing mutual trust between the two of you. Uh, this ruin is kind of asking you to examine your situation, and it asks you to kind of see whether trust is intact here. If you and a lover has been, have been, honest with one another. Look at it and see whether the relationship has been one-sided or whether it has been mutual. Okay, and rest assured that if trust has in fact vanished, your sex life might even be suffering some for some of you. So this card is asking you, are you kind of keeping promises and agreements here? Either you or someone with whom you're dealing. Okay? Now let's look at your challenge here. Okay, we have past that this symbol is all about passion. And T-Waz governs this card. So this card, this symbol is kind of telling you try not to rush into the situation and really take time to really get to know someone. Particularly, it looks like that many of you may have just recently met someone new here. Okay, and we're going to get into these other oracle cards to discuss here. Of course, these ruins are kind of echoing some of the same messages that I'm going to be discussing with you soon. Okay, and this symbols asking you to kind of remain open-minded or listen intently to what someone might have to say instead of being judgmental despite the fact that someone has betrayed you or is seems to be a bit jealous of you. So it seems that you guys are going to have to really make a decision between two people. It looks like it's going to be someone new as well as an ex here, I'm feeling, and possibly someone from whom someone that you're going to be separating from soon. Okay? So this symbol is asking you to kind of surrender your needs to be right and try to be as passionate as possible. Although I know it can be presented as a challenge, particularly when someone has hurt you. Okay? So let's look at what action your situation might be calling for. Okay? We have this symbol there. And this symbol is all about abundance. And Fi Hu governs this symbol, okay? So the action that seems to be called for is that you need to try to share with your lover and try to live with a sense of gratitude here, and be thankful for all that you have, and really stop sweating the small stuff and look at the bigger picture here, ladies and gentlemen. This is what that symbol is kind of saying to you, and try to be a bit more kind. Okay, so I wanted to kind of clarify that ruin here with this one here, but just looking at this, clarifying this symbol here, is that it's in the reverse position here. And this is all about support. So since it's reversed, it seems that perhaps support has been lacking in your situation, and you need to kind of inject that a bit more into your situation. Like I said, it could, it's support or perhaps the lack thereof with this, okay? And Eunice governs this card, this symbol, and this symbol is kind of telling you a way to upright this is to really support one another and really stand by your lover and encourage one another. Honesty really is the best policy, okay? And it seems that that has been a problem in your situation I'm getting here, you know? And perhaps you might need to even discuss your true needs and don't just assume things, and maybe stop being so overly critical about, you know, some aspect of your lover. Because usually when lovers come to us, they tend to reflect things in us that we can't accept in ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. So just be a bit more compassionate here and focus on what perhaps what brought you two together in the first place. So this kind of shows that because it's reversed, it's been challenging for many of you to do. Okay? So let's summarize the essence of these aforementioned ruins here with this ruin there. Okay? And this ruin is all about change, ladies and gentlemen. And Lagos governs this ruin. So this ruin calls for a needed change in your romantic situation. It kind of lets you know that you're about to kind of go through a major transformation. So this symbol is asking you to embrace change and perhaps revisit, ladies and gentlemen, the action that your situation is urging you to do here. You know, be more supportive here, okay, in your situation, and share freely your resources here. And trust and honesty, as I said, might be lacking. So find ways to change that into, try to be a bit more flexible, in your situation, okay? So let's look at these additional goddess cards here just to give you some added advice in your situation, starting with the bottom. We have love here. So that shows that it's all about being free from all that really holds you back here. And Rihanna governs this card. She's the goddess of love here. So this card is kind of asking you, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to really transform a situation the same as these ruins have been saying? You know? Because she's saying that it's certainly time to stop thinking negatively and to heal and to not be afraid of what's ahead here. Okay? Everyone has a fear of change, but you just have to go with the flow here. All right? And understand, ladies and gentlemen, that you're safe. You have safety here. And this goddess, she holds you tightly here. So this shows that you are in fact protected in your situation and you are not alone. Okay, there's a spirit, around you that's protecting you. Okay, and what I'm going to do, ladies, I'm going to give you the letters of that spirit that I feel. It could be a deceased relative, or it could be, someone, that's real close to you that has, moved on or gone on to spirit. And I'm going to stop right now and I'm just going to pick 15 letters out of here just to give you the initials of the spirit that I'm feeling that's kind of assisting you or the departed loved one to get more in tune with my mediumship abilities. Okay, I'm going to call them out as I pull them, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to select 15. Okay, we have an I. Okay, we have a T. Okay, we have a P. We have an A. We have an O. We have an R. We have an E. We have another E. We have an H. We have an N. That's 10 numbers so far. 5 more, ladies and gentlemen. Then I'm going to repeat them for you so you can jot them down and see if it, spells out or almost spells out maybe a deceased relative or either a deceased friend or someone that's, recently passed and it seems that they're around you. Okay? We have an N. Okay? We have a D. Okay? And there are 200 letters in this bag, so 15 is a fair estimate to pull. Okay? We have another N. 2 more. We have an A. And we have an I. Okay, now I'm going to repeat them back to you. Okay, we have an N. We have another N. Another N. So that's 3 N's. We have an A. We have another A. That's 2 A's. Okay. We have an E. E. 2 E's. We have 2 I's. All right. We have an R, a T, an H, a D, a P, and an O. All right. So let's move right along to your next card here. And I hope that, kind of helps you guys, kind of get over your grief to know that someone in spirit is really there watching and helping you. Okay. Next, we have rest there. And that is further connected with that safety card is that try to be still and listen. And you can certainly hear spirit here, you know. Um, Perhaps some of you may need to retreat, or just kind of do something pleasurable to get away from the hustle and bustle. So this goddess is kind of telling you to surrender to inactivity to kind of gather your thoughts and really trust your intuition and know that spirit is all there watching you and just know that you should just free yourself from the stress that you guys have been feeling here. Okay, and then next we have wilderness and freedom. Okay? With wilderness and freedom, this card is all about letting go and really be. So this card is kind of asking you to really surrender to what is, ladies and gentlemen. Loosen up a bit and really understand that you really can't control things. So worrying about it is not going to make it change any quicker. So it's best that you just let it go and just give it to God here. Okay? And then you have nurturance. And this card is all about restoring your balance. And it's hinting or it's urging you to restore your balance and come back to you. It seems that many of you may have lost focus. You may not have even been taking care of your health as properly as you should. So this is telling you to come back to your normal way of doing things and nurture your body a bit more. Okay? So let's go on and just look into these additional romantic oracle cards just to add more value to the relation to the messages that I've already given here. So it certainly seems that there is going to be some sort of separation that's going to occur with you guys if it has not already happened. And the cards are kind of urging you to release this X here because this has been a toxic situation and it's really time for you to really clear this energy because your soulmate is coming if you have yet to have already met him or her here. Because, and many of you may be wondering, is this new love your soulmate? Yes, in fact, it certainly is here. And divine timing here seems to be at play here at work in your love life, okay? And this person is certainly worth waiting for, okay? As well as many of you may have already met the person, okay? And many of you are kind of moving towards a more serious commitment here, okay? Because I'm feeling that your situation, some of you might want to get married or in fact have a more strengthened type connection here, and or you might even want to have children or perhaps one of you or both of you might even have kids, or it may be a situation where you have kids with your ex here, and you may need to work out some type of, you know, co-parenting agreement so that that the relationship can just end without you know uh, you having any animosity towards one another. But rest assured, though, I feel that this new person that you've recently met is certainly true love. And this might just be a romance of a lifetime, ladies and gentlemen. And so I'm going to give you yet another added bonus here. And I'm going to give you the letters of the individual that, or this new love that seems to be your soulmate, or just perhaps the person that God really wants you to focus on in terms of, your romantic situation. I'm going to once again select 15 letters here. All right. I'm actually going through the bag now. Okay. And I'm going to call them out. Okay. All right. We have an M. All right. We have an I. We have an O. We have a V. We have a G. Okay. We have an L. We have an S. An E. An F. An N. That's 10 numbers. 10 letters. Now we have 5 more to go. We have an O. We have a T. We have an F. We have an E. And last but not least, we have another I. Okay, so we have 2 E's. Okay, we have 2 F's. All right, we have 2 O's. Okay, we have 2 I's. All right, we have a T, an S, an L, an N, M, G, V. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I have for you. It seems to be a very good reading for you guys. So, I certainly hope that it has offered food for thought. Be sure to like and share. Okay, if you like a more personal reading, please contact me at will.brown@wetconsultinginc.net. Okay, be sure to like and share and subscribe. Enjoy your day. Thanks a lot.